How's it going, traders? Hopefully you guys enjoy this weekly Forex forecast, and make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel. Alright, starting things off with the US dollar index. The past week the banks got rid of 1,527 longs, and they also got rid of 2,061 short positions. And looking at this daily chart here, we still have this daily uptrend. It's very possible we do pull back to this daily demand where I think we will actually break that. But for now, the daily uptrend is still in play, as well as the weekly uptrend. So in my opinion, we should only be looking for longs in the US dollar. Yes, we have lost momentum here on the 1 hour chart, the lower time frames. That's why if you saw the daily chart, we actually pulled back down. And you can see we lost momentum here, reacted beautifully off of a supply zone. So now the indication that we should go long is the removal of this supply zone. And so if there's left with a 4 hour demand zone here, that would be a good indication if price comes down to this 4 hour demand that we should be looking to buy the US dollar. But right now, the trends are still in play in the higher time frames. Just need to wait for these lower time frames like the 4 hour and 1 hour chart to start to turn around before hopping in long, because it's very possible this could be the start of a big downward move all the way down to this daily demand. All right, on to EURUSD, and in last week's forecast, I just want to show you guys a beautiful reaction off my 1 hour demand zone and what a move up. So if you hopped in long from last week's forecast, congratulations to you. And remember, if you want all of these zones and every single day and all my daily chart analysis, check out the YouTube or Patreon membership. It's only $5 CAD per month. Links in the description. Would be happy to see you guys join the team and use my zones to catch trades like this or this one here. So would be happy to see you guys join the team. Like I said, links are in the description. So now looking at the daily chart and the COT report for the euro. The past week the banks got rid of 11,432 longs, and they also got rid of 1,845 short positions. We reacted nicely off this daily demand, and remember, the weekly trend is down. The daily trend is actually somewhat sideways here. It's kind of doing the opposite of the US dollar right now. So in my opinion, we should still be trading short this weekly downtrend. So as far as any setups go, I'm not seeing a whole lot. There is this 4 hour supply zone here, and you could have taken a confirmation trade off of the zone right here. But if you see, we almost reacted off of it. Well, we reacted off of it once and almost twice. So this zone, in my opinion, is pretty decent. If you do want to take a trade from this zone, 15-minute confirmation is definitely going to be needed off of that zone. But that's really the only setup I see right here as far as a short on euro goes. And I would not be thinking about hopping in long until this supply zone is removed. So if you get this removed and there's a zone right here, that would be your 4 hour zone to look for confirmation in. Now remember, longs are definitely lower odds, based on this weekly downtrend. So any longs, in my opinion, should be taken with a little bit less risk, maybe half risk, and shorts I think are completely fine to use full risk. And like I said, the only thing I see is this 4 hour supply zone. All right, on to gold forecast. The past week, the banks added 1,523 longs, and they got rid of 7,000 short positions. Looking at this 4 hour chart here, you can see we reacted perfectly off of the zone a few times. So in my opinion, I would not be shorting gold until that is removed on the 4 hour chart. Let's look at the higher time frames really quick. Just want to show you guys, I pointed this out last week. Daily demand is in control, so we could easily see a nice up move from this daily demand. So longs are the higher odds thing to be doing, in my opinion. Now if you want to get in long, I'm not really seeing too much right now, but if you do want to get in long, the closest signal I guess would be this 1 hour supply zone being removed. If there's a 1 hour demand right here, that would be your that would be your 1 hour confirmation coming off of daily demand. So it's pretty much all I'm seeing here on gold. It's just kind of choppy on the lower time frames. But when it's choppy on the lower time frames, you got to go to the higher time frames like the weekly and realize weekly demand is in control and daily demand is in control. So longs are definitely the highest odds thing to be doing right now. We just need to wait for that 1 hour supply to be removed first. USD Japanese yen, in last week's forecast, I called out this 1 hour demand zone right here, and look at the move up from this 1 hour demand zone. Just wanted to show you guys this. So if you hopped in long from there, congratulations to you. What a move up, an easy 4 to 1, 5 to 1 trade. So congrats to anyone who got involved there. Now looking at the COT reports for the USD Japanese yen, the Past week, the institutions got rid of 7,800 longs and they added 3,400 short positions. We still have this beautiful daily and weekly uptrend. So in my opinion, like the theme of USD yen for the past couple months has been longs, longs, longs. So as far as setups go to the long side right now, I am not seeing too much at all. We have lost momentum on the 4-hour and the 1-hour chart. So I would not be going in long until this 4-hour supply is removed. And I would not be shorting based on the weekly and daily uptrend. So like I said, to keep it very simple and straightforward for you guys, once this 4-hour supply is removed, so let's say like this, and we have a new 4-hour demand right there, that would be your 4-hour demand to look for a confirmation trade inside of. So that's pretty much all I'm seeing here on USD yen. I don't want to overcomplicate it. That's pretty much all I would do to wait for a long trade on USDJPY. All right, GBPUSD forecast. The past week, the banks got rid of 873 longs, and they also got rid of 3,200 short positions. Remember, the daily and weekly trend is down, so shorts are definitely the highest odds thing to be doing here on the British pound. We have seen that pullback here in the daily chart, which means that the lower time frames like the 4-hour and the 1-hour have lost momentum and are going up. So the greatest indication that price is going to go much lower and continue with that weekly and daily downtrend is the removal of this demand zone. So once this is taken out, whatever 4-hour zone there is a good zone to look to get involved with to the short side. Until then, I wouldn't really be trading this one because yes, the weekly and the daily trend are down, but when the trend changes on the weekly chart and the daily chart, it must mean that the 4-hour and the 1-hour charts start to trend up. So this could easily be the turnaround of the British pound, but I'm not going to predict that. That's why I'm not going in long on the British pound just yet. But at the same time, you would like to see, demand zones start being removed, which is the best indication, like I said, that the weekly and daily trend are going to continue down. So until that happens, I would just be sitting on the sidelines for the pound. Maybe what you could do is just set an alert right below that zone, and you'll be alerted when that zone is broken, and then we can start to look for shorts. USDCAD caught report. The past week, the banks added 4,800 longs and they got rid of 14,000 short positions. Now, I always like to start off with the weekly and the daily chart here. The weekly chart and the daily chart are both trending up. So definitely keep that in mind as we go through USDCAD. So since those charts are trending up, now we then go down to a 4-hour chart here. And as you can see, the theme of the video is we've lost momentum on the 4-hour and 1-hour chart compared to the daily and the weekly trends. So we've clearly lost momentum here. So to keep it really simple, I would not be going in long until this 4-hour supply zone is removed. That would be a great indication that price is going to go higher. Yes, you could technically look for a 15-minute confirmation trade coming off of that 4-hour supply zone. I think that's fine. But since the weekly and daily trend are up, I would definitely only be using like half risk on a zone like that and a trade like that. And I would definitely be looking to take profits like 2-to-1, maybe 1-to-1, just based on the weekly trend. So to keep it very simple, I'm trying to keep it very simple this video. Wait for this supply zone to be removed, and that's the indication that the weekly and daily trend are going to continue much higher. AUDUSD in last week's forecast, I pointed out this 4-hour area of supply. Just wanted to show you guys the nice move down. So just wanted to show you guys that supply and demand is very powerful and that my forecasts are, pretty decent. Just wanted to show you guys, I guess I'm bragging, but it just, I think it's important to show you guys that the supply and demand zones work very, very well. And remember, check out the YouTube and Patreon membership. So looking at the COT reports here for the Aussie dollar, the past week the banks added a whopping 85 longs and they got rid of 2,500 short positions. There's no daily trend. We were kind of trending down here, but then price ended up moving sideways. We held this low. So on the daily chart, there's not really a trend. So this pair is just not looking great for potential trade setups. And as far as actual setups go, I really don't see much. Like last week, I called out this 4-hour supply zone, but we already reacted off of it, and we already got a trade off of it. So there's really not much to go off of here. Technically, there is a decent little 1-hour zone right here. You could look for a 5-minute confirmation coming off of that demand zone, but the higher time frames like the weekly chart is definitely telling me shorts are the best option. But as far as shorts go, I just don't see any potential trade setups. So if price comes down here, we break this low, whatever supply zones there I'll have out for the members, and you guys can take a trade off of that 4-hour zone. So that's pretty much what I'd be waiting for in the Aussie dollar. I know this forecast has been pretty boring and not super climactic based on there's not a lot of setups, but that's the reality of trading, right? I'm not going to be one of those guys that just comes in here every week and says, oh, here's a setup, here's a setup, here's a setup. Those guys are, full of crap. So, just want to be completely honest with you guys. I'm not seeing too much this week. Just kind of showing you guys what we need to wait for in order to look for high quality, high probability trading setups. All right, USDCHF. The past week, the banks got rid of 874 longs, and they also got rid of 1,200 short positions. We have lost momentum here in the daily chart. We broke 2 daily demand zones, but we have to kind of look at the weekly chart to get the bigger picture outlook. Yes, we have a weekly uptrend, but weekly supply is in control. We reacted off of it up here. So as far as trading goes in this pair, it's extremely complicated to decipher where price is going. I guess, in my opinion, price is going higher based on the weekly trend, but price on the 4-hour and 1-hour chart is all over the map. I'm going to come out right and say it. I don't think you guys should be trading this pair this week at all. Yes, we do have a 1-hour downtrend, so technically you could be looking for 5-minute set and forget trades to the short side. If you don't know what set and forget trading is, check out my trading tips playlist. Links in the description. I have a video about set and forget trading. So you could be looking for a 5-minute set and forget to the short side, or if price comes up to this 1-hour supply zone right here, you could look for a 5-minute confirmation coming off of that. But that's even a little risky in my opinion based on the weekly uptrend. So other than that, I really don't see much on USD Swiss, and it's probably best to actually stay away from this pair. All right, crude oil. The past week, the institutions got rid of 20,000 longs and they got rid of 7,400 short positions. We reacted beautifully off this daily supply zone. And one of the tier 2 members on YouTube, they asked me, what I think about oil and where I think it's going. And that all depends on the time frame. If you look at the daily chart here, we're just kind of going between supply and demand right now. It's kind of all over the map, but we're clearly just ranging out right now. And whenever price is ranging, I usually do not like to be trading it. That is just my brutally honest opinion. So with that being said, since we're in between daily and daily demand and daily supply, I really don't know what to be doing here. And whenever that's the case, I like to stay away. Technically, there's a 4-hour supply zone right here. You could definitely look for a 15-minute confirmation coming off of that. Other than that, that's pretty much all I see. The weekly trend is up, though. That's very important to remember. So longs are definitely the highest probability thing. So I would not be getting in long until this supply is taken out. So if you're looking to trade oil and you're not long bias or short bias, you're just looking for trades, this 4-hour supply zone is the key zone. You can look for that confirmation. Short, look to take profits somewhat early. Let's say you don't get in a trade, you never gets that confirmation, but it breaks, and we're left with 4-hour demand. Well, that's your confirmation that price is probably going higher and that weekly trend will continue, and you can hop in long, and you have very clear profit margin up to this daily supply. So that's pretty much all I see here on oil. Just gonna have to be a little bit patient and wait to see what happens around this 4-hour supply zone. Hopefully you guys found this weekly Forex forecast helpful. If you did, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. Leave a like and check out the Patreon or YouTube membership if you need help finding your supply and demand zones. It's only $5 CAD per month. Hope to see you guys there and hope to see you in the next video.